This is MC Radio Rental, episode 50 of Improvised Rap. We're going to do something different today. Instead of rapping inspired by random words from a random word generator, I'm going to try and draw inspiration from the Norton Anthology of Poetry, 5th edition. So I'm just going to randomly flip through and look at some random poems and attempt to pull out words, maybe phrases, maybe entire lines from some of these poems and attempt to integrate them into a freestyle rap. I have no idea if this is going to work at all. And that's why I'm excited. Alright, so was that William Blake up there? Keats? Who do we want to do? Who do we want to try and rap with? It's like a collab, like across the ages, you know? Alright. Bernie. Her ears are burning. And it seems affirmed, you know, it's certainly burning. And that's why we're turning. That's why the seas are churning. He invented the rainbow. I say slow, but no, I'll only go fast, yo. Cause that's the only speed that I row, because I got the whole ocean with which to flow. Then it was struck by lightning, and that was just so exciting. Was that from Zeus? It might be. That is my guess I'm rightly finding, with the lightnings from above, and you know that it fits just like a damn glove, and you know that I'm showing Zeus all the love. I shove it. We're gonna shove all the energy down to the ground, cause that's what all the electricity found. You know the energy's coming down, and you know that it cracks with the lightning, the sound of the thunder. That's the energy we're living under. And you know that tundra is where it gets all snowy, and when the lightning lands there is no knowing. Yo, he roasted a porcupine belly, and you know that I learned how to cook it on the telly. He wore the quills on his hat band. You see the quills and then you go, that man has got a nice hat, man. God damn, a porcupine hat. How about that? You better stand back, otherwise you'll get pricked. And you know that that might lick, it might sting. With the porcupine, when I rhyme double time, never seem to mind, cause it's off the mind. And you know I'm gonna shine like a diamond in the mine when I'm on the line, yo. He was out with the dawn when Eos opens a moor, and you know that her water's on the shore, and you know that the aorta will form a strange order, or maybe a chaos with the layoffs, and you know that we're pulling your brain, it's like the flames off. You know we might have to extinguish it, then sunrise goes to the glimmering, a gloaming, and then there's just no knowing where the sound's going, because we're flowing into the obsidian of dark, and you can't even hear when the raven quacks or harks like my name was Captain Jack Harkness. And you know that he might die twice, I'll die harder, and then I'll rise again every time from the head. You know that I rise from the very sediment, yo. So he's wearing the nice hat, and you know he's in the Columbine, it's all fat, and you know that he's a fuzz moth in the flannel of storm. He's in his storm, doesn't care at all, because he found the mountain was clearly alive. You know it's like the fountain, loud when it chimes, and you know that it's whizzing down with the life, cause he's alive with the light. This is actually an interesting poem by the looks of it. He invented a rainbow, but lightning struck it. How interesting. We haven't got the audio set up correctly. 1 second, and we will resume normal programming. I just need to get onto the playlist, and then we'll be off to the races. Alright. Alright. Should we continue with this poem or do a different poem? I quite like this poem. This poem is Bushed by Earl Burney. Alright. Yo, booming proclamations, doing it every day. It's crazy, it's ringing off across the glade, and it's bringing everybody some shame, cause you know it's proclamating at the noon, and you know that it's 11, so that is soon, and you know that he does it at day and night, so the moonlight will shine on you. Yo, you know he's got to guard a goat, and you know the goat bars, so it's harder, yo, and you know the goat can climb up, it almost floats, and you know that I am floating like a moat in a moment. You just know we got to hold it, and you know origami gonna fold it, and you know that you know I really told it everything I said, like I'm pushing up a boulder, like I was Sisyphus, indigenous with time, and you know we're ripping this, you know we're shimmering with light, and you know we're ripping it, and you know simians alive, cause you know that simians are what I be, you know that lightly is how I try to tread, but you know the evidence really should be shared, cause you know that it doesn't really matter when we hit our head to the bed, we just bled. Look, he's got the guard of goat at the sundown, and you know we might just turn down all of the lights so that we can get to sleep. You know we need the rest eventually, but then the smoke rose from all of the boiling, and you know that we got to get the boiling from the toiling, and you know that the pots that we are ending we are foiling, and you know that if we're dirting it all then we are soiling. Yo, the moon with the totems, and you know that we are pushing it with all the floaters, you know all of the oceans of where we are roaming, and you know that we just want to seize them to just a moment. You know that he's all bare dusky, and I never heard that word, it's sure musty, but we're gonna get off the dust, get off the rust, and you know that we're cleaning it up, we just must. Circling the swamp, and you know that I'm loving it a lot, cause you know that the swamp is with the glasnost must end, cause you know it is covered in moss, and how can the boulders get to go on your shoulders if you can't fold it, you just have to hold it. I'm like Atlas, cause I reach the earth and grab it, you know the Atlas is strong cause of the cabbage, yo, but you know it's all moose horned. What rhymes with moose horned? What the fuck rhymes with moose horned? Cause you mourned everything that you lost, it's gone, and you know that the energy's paper torn, and you know that we're sending the moments. Lawn is where the grass is growing, y'all. Look, we're getting a little fucking bit abstract, but you know it doesn't matter, cause I lack it. I lack the lactic acid, and that's why I don't tire, I just savage on the bait, cause you know we're gonna find a fate, we're gonna be elate in a little bit of meat, cause that's what we need to get the protein. And you know that I heard you said I'm so mean, so slowly you know we're unfolding, and you know that we're golding, because you know we're swimming like a fish, and you know that we're dining nice, it's like a dish. Yo, let's return back to the poem, let's take a moment, and you know we're gonna flow 'em. You know I don't wrote 'em, it is all improvised, and you know you want improvised rhymes, then I'm the guy. Look. Alright, next beat. Alright, I feel like I can't. Maybe we should like read the poem first. Look. He invented a rainbow, but lightning struck it, shattered it into the lake lap of a mountain. So big his mind slowed when he looked at it. Yet he built a shack on the shore, learned to roast porcupine belly, and wore the quills on his hat band. At first he was out with the dawn, whether it yellowed bright as wood columbine, or was only a fuzzed moth in a flannel storm. But he found the mountain was clearly alive, sent messages whizzing down every hot morning, boomed proclamations at noon, and spread out a white guard of goat before falling asleep on its feet at sundown. When he tried his eyes on the lake, ospreys would fall like Valkyries, choosing the cutthroat. He took then to waiting, till the night smoke rose from the boiler sunset. But the moon carved unknown totems out of the lakeshore, owls in the bare dusky woods derided him. Moon-horned cedars circled his swamps and tossed their antlers up to the stars. Then he knew through the mountains slept, the winds were shaping its peak to an arrowhead, poised. And now he could only bar himself in and wait for the great Flint to come singing into his heart. Holy shit, that's a great poem. Bushed by Earl Burney. Wow. That's beautiful. The bear on the Delhi road. Unreal. Tall as a myth by the road, the Himalayan bear is beating the brilliant air with his crooked arms. About him 2 men bear spindly as locusts. Leap. One pulls on a ring in the great soft nose. His mate flicks with a stick up at the rolling eyes. They have not led him here down from the fabulous hills to this bald alien plain and the clamorous world to kill, but simply to teach him to dance. They are peaceful both, these spare men of Kashmir, and the bear alive is their living too. If far on the Delhi way, around him galvanic they dance, it is merely to wear from his shaggy body the tranced wish forever to stay only an ambling bear, 4-footed in berries. It is no more joyous for them in this hot dust to prance, out of reach of the preying claws, sharpened to paw for ants in the shadows of deodars. It is not easy to free myth from reality, or rear this fellow up to lurch with them in the tranced dancing of men. Oh, that one's sad. Yeah. We're dancing, tranced, and you know you've got to prance. They want me to wear pants, but I'm just a bear, man. I didn't evolve to jig, I evolved to sort through the sticks. I was not here in the mix, I just wanted to be out there and live. It's not against my nature, you should be ashamed, yeah. I was living there, you take us. And shame, look, living with the trees, that was right for me, and rightly, I wanted to be under all the leaves, I wanted to live forever among the greens. But then the man replies, he says that was not a good life. You know you might find all kinds of diseases, you know that the evils of nature's egregious, so that's why we seized you, taking you back, taking you away from danger, all that. You know that your life is living better in a cage, you didn't want to be out there anyway. But the bear says that's my nature, you can't take me, can't change you. Not my agent, not your way. Okay. I mean, alright, let's look at another poem and see if we want to do an interpretive rap about it. Who do we want to do? What do we want to do next? Okay, Stanley Kunitz, He runs before the wise men, he is moving on the hills like snow. No gifts, no tears, no company he brings, but wind rise and water flow. In meadows of descended day, his motion leans, dividing air. He takes the unforgiving way, beneath the apostolic star. She who was known him calls him stranger, parting the night's long hair. He steals within the heart, that humble manger, where the white astonished spirit kneels, his vertical inflicting pride, whose shadow cuts the nib of space, bends to this virtue fructified, but though he kiss the little face, like rapture breaking on the mind, the necessary fierce details implacably he has designed. Redemption hangs upon the nails. Christ, it's about Jesus. At least that's how it seems. It's seeming quite egregious. Jesus like a demon. Look, I enjoyed some bits. I liked leaning to divide air. I guess that Jesus is a divine heir. He's got nice hair too. Is that divine hair? If Jesus looks at you with eyes, is that a divine stare? Yo, he's dropping that apostolic knowledge. And you know that he's going to college, 'cause Jesus is gonna learn how to do stuff that earns money. It's rough, I know, living in the 21st century. That's the century, Jesus, they are sending me. But you know he's gonna have to do a bit of learning, saving all the souls and saving them from all the burning. Yeah, we're getting the spade and then we're turning the earth, 'cause you know we know we're worth what we build. So you know that the soil is tilled, and you know that the grain is gonna be milled. You know that every cup is gonna be filled. You know that we're putting the treasures up upon the sill. And you know that we're filling the coins up into the till. And you know that we're gonna have to take a lot of pills, yo. We're living in the 21st century, where everything is not as it's meant to be. But mentally or physically or spiritually, we're really sending everything into a fucking problem lyrically. Look, that is a cliche. There's no way to escape it, no way to change it, and there's no way you can break it. But you know that the shame is that my name is Seamus, and you know that we're living every day, it's like we're ageless. Look, I don't know how to rap about Jesus. Everything is a little bit seamless if you're doing it well, but if you're doing the sins and then you end up on hell. But redemption hangs upon the nails. With no eyes you could be reading braille, and you know that the fish is living, it's got the scales. With the loaves, no knowing where the fail is. Look, alright, let's do something different. I feel like that's an interesting poem too, but I don't really know how to rap about Jesus. It's not really what I'm going for right now. Which one should we do next? Flawless is the word, no doubt, for this 3rd of May that has landed on the grounds of Mayfair, retirement community par excellence. Right behind the wheels of the mower, grass explodes again. The bare trees most tenderly push out their chartreuse tips. Bottle bees are black, feckless, reckless, stingless. They probably have a function. Above the cardinal, scarlet on the rim of the bird bath, twinning himself. They hover, cruise, the flowers mate, the tiny water catches the sky. On the circular inner road, the lady untangles the poodle's leash from her cane. He is wild to chase the splendid smells. The small man, with the small smile, rapidly steering his amigo, bowls past. She would wave, but can't. All around, birds and sexual flowers are intent on color, flight, fragrance. The gardener sweeps his sweaty face. With the khaki sleeve, the tulips are shined back at their centers. They've come along nicely. He is young and will be gone before dark. The man in the Amigo has a mind of May, a mirror of this, but unobtainable as the touch of the woman in that glass. The sun's force chills him, but the lady with the curly poodle could melt her cane in the very heat of her precious pleasure. She perfectly understands the calendar and the sun's passage, but she grips the leash and leans on the air that is hers and here. There's beauty in the present, but we send it every moment into the future like a dream, and we lose it. Everything moves into the past. Every moment leaves our grasp, and you know that losing it is hard, but to the future open up your arms. You know we're spitting, living like a psalm, and you know that living like this, it is hard. but we'll find it. Take time and then we'll remind it. Sometimes you just want to pause it. You just want to force it. You want to bring time back into order. But the past it's mortar. It's all bricks, indefatigable. So you know that you can't grab it at all. Cause you know that what is past is gone. And we yawn as we fall back into sleep. As we fall back into sleep. This is a nice poem. It's happy and it's sad and it's just about seeing beautiful things, and it's life and it's loss. It's life and it's loss. That's a lovely poem. Hourglass by Josephine Jacobson. Yeah. Waking from a nap, hear the rain falling. What else has happened? What time has passed? And does it really matter? Can you take a photo? Can you capture? Can you reach out time and then you grab it? Can you put it on a bow? Can you wrap it? If you haven't got a moment, do you lack it? I'm angry like I'm rabid. You know I'm biting at time, I'm like a savage. Cause I just want to have it. Feels like time is massive. Feels like time's a canvas. I just want to paint it, I lack it. I just want to mark it, do damage. Haven't got the standards. Cause you want to be remembered. You want to live forever. You want to be all endless. But you know that that is senseless. Cause the hourglass falls. The sand is never gonna stall. You can sit down and bawl, or you can stand up and bawl. Yeah. Awaken from a nap, you want to reach for the present and you grab. You're a fan of time, but it just sucks, man, because you're getting all the FOMO. So you get up again and you say YOLO. I just said that, oh no, but I come back at you like yo-yos. Yeah. Yeah. Cause you know that the rain is falling in the summer. Even that is like a stunner. Cause you think everything's light or dark. You think that everything is cold or hard. But sometimes everything is paradox. And you know that you can't ever stop. Cause you know that you want to never rot. But that is just not the kind of socks that we're wearing. Or that your hair is. And you know that my eyes are staring. But you know that we can hardly bear it. And you know I'm like a seafarer. And you know that we're living on a ship, and you know that we're rising, we gotta lift. You know that we might just fly into the clouds, and you know that we just might hear the sound of the stars fall like shards, speak like the bard. Watching the dawn just part, living large, living smart, or maybe your whole life will just add up to one fart. Cause we're living like we're wistful, living wistful cause we miss you. Or we're firing like a missile, and you know that we might explode like we're thistle. Like we're sitting on a thistle. Like we were gonna sing in an epistle. Look, droning autumn rain. A boy lines up toy soldiers for a big battle. See again, it's raining, but the season's rearranged. It's getting strange because it's changing. I know it's kinda lame, but even summer days have some rain. A boy has the soldiers, the dead are molder. Cause you know I could've told ya, the paper's gonna fold ya. A young boy, he's got life, but he's lining death in a line. Might find that your eyes get blinded by your mind. That's the irony of this whole poem. Life and death interflowing. Seize the moment, but I'm droning. Look, I cannot find it. That very first violet seen from my window. God, this is so sad. Richard Wright, poems. I cannot find that very first violet. Yeah. I'm listening for the sound, but it's silent. Looking for the memory, need reminding. But you know that I only hear the sirens, only hear all the brine, 'cause everything has been passed, and you know that losing it is really hard, and you know that everything whole goes to shards, and you know that I can see the seas part. Do you know about Pangea? Pangea? I never see her. What do you mean? What do you mean about Pangea? Well, I mean that all the continents, you know, they're all bottomless. You know, they're connected at the bottom. It's crazy, but it was once big continent. And you know that we really gonna stop in it. I'm stubborn and I'm gonna explain it. That everything was rearranged. Everything used to be the same, but then everything would start to change 'cause of all of those tectonic plates. 'Cause you know that the continents are on the way. You know that the continents are taking new shapes. And you know that the molten magma is rearranged. And you know that it blazes with all of the degrees. And you know that's the energy you see. That's the energy you need to turn the rock into a stream. Because you know that it's either metamorphic or it's sedimentary or it is more shit. Like it's igneous. That means it's indigenous. That means it made from lava and it's singing. And look, we're too complicated, but the point is that it is rearranged. It's crazy that everything just changes, and now the violet, I can't seem to frame it because that first flower is gone. The power is worn away, 'cause everything is going to change, and that flower did not remain. It was so beautiful and purple, it made my heart quiver and hurtle. But now it's gone, I'm like a turtle, and now I'm just moaning, complaining like Myrtle, yo. And it's certainly hurting me, you know this is a certain scene, and we're certainly ever changing. You know that my very brain is rearranging. Did you ever hear of the ship of Theseus? That metaphor is not just meaningless, because it is about all of the change and how identity itself is rearranged. What does it even mean to be me if every cell in my body is depleted and repleted? It's been replaced. So am I even the same? If I look in the mirror, it'll start to shimmer. Even in the mirror, I am a different person, because even light follows a different sermon. And you know that light takes time to turn, and the furnace is yearning because my cells are even burning. And you know that the firmament starts to turn, and you know that it's just making me yearn. It's pretty crazy how time works, eh? Pretty crazy how time works, eh? Thank you, Richard Wright. Okay, yeah, what if we like dedicate each instrumental to a poet and do our best to read and react to them in that time? Alright. We kinda want short ones though, don't we? That one's... Alright. Oh, that one looks dark. Which one next? This one looks interesting. Cardinal ideograms. 0. A mouth can blow or breathe. Be a funnel or hello. 1. A grass blade or a cut. 2. A question seated and a proud bird's neck. 3. Shallow mitten for two-fingered hand. 4. Three-cornered hut on one stilt, sometimes built so the roof gapes. 5. A policeman, polite, wearing visored cap. 6. Oh, unrolling tape of ambiguous length, on which is written the mystery of everything curly. 7. A step, detached from its stem. 8. The universe in diagram, a cosmic hourglass. Note, enigmatic shape, absence of any valve of origin, how end overlaps beginning. Unknotted like a shoelace and whipped back and forth, can serve as a model of time. 9. Lorgnette for the right eye. In England, or if you are Alice, the stem is on the left. 10. A grass blade, or cut, accompanied by a mouth. Open, open. Shut, shut. Well, isn't that delightful? Cardinal Ideograms, I think by May Swenson. Yeah. Yo, 0 is a mouth. You know I gotta be loud. You know I gotta shout, and it's like I'm a lout. The mouth, that's where I do my intake. And you know that I can do it in 10 ways. In 10 days, I gotta eat it. You know I gotta eat the meat, I will beseech you. You know when it comes to carbohydrates, I'm a demon. And you know that I arrive late for the stream. And you know that you can blow or breathe. Whatever you do, do slowly. Because I have just got to respirate. If I don't respirate, I'd be late. As in, I'd be dead, I'd be in sediment. And you know that the cemetery is where I would be sending me. And so you know that I just have got to breathe. And that is just how it seems to me. If I'd had no breath, I couldn't say hello. And you know that I couldn't rap and I could never flow. And you know that I could never sail or row. Or I could shoot an arrow from bows. Look, that's what breathing means to me. You know it is just essential, you see. Because breathing is how we be. And breathing is how we seem to flee. When we run away, we go to oxidize. And you know that I'm oxidizing cause I got a rhyme. And you know that the ATP is the energy I need. And that's why energy breathes. Look, we need the trees cause it comes from all the leaves. And you know that CO2 is what I need to say on fleek. And you know that the trees are making all the gas. And you know that I am gonna tell you facts because we're learning all about biology today. Because you know the trees, they're gonna drop, they're gonna sway. And you know that my bay is made out of leaves. And you know that the leaves are so damn god green. And you know that the green connects to the grass blade. And you know that I might ask for 10 days so that I can grow all of the nice grass. And I might have to mow them on the last. Look, grass blade or a cut. I guess that's kind of a pun. Because you could be cut by a blade, and so that joke works in 2 ways. It's like we're being cut by our own lawn, and you know that that should be shorn. Maybe if you mowed the grass, you wouldn't be cut, and then you wouldn't be bleeding so much. 2. Is the question seeded? Well, that's how it seems, and how does a question sit? Could the question stand? If a question is asked, it demands. According to plan. We found a double entendre. Death by Sea Toast. Alright, this one's very cute, but I want to do a different one. If anyone can recommend like a quirky poetry anthology with poems that aren't too long or heavy or complicated, that might be ideal. Yo. From my mother's sleep, I fell into the state, and I hunched on its belly till my wet fur froze. 6 miles from Earth, loosed from its dream of life, I woke to black flak and the nightmare fighters. When I died, they washed me out of the turret with a hose. Ugh, that one's pretty gross. He's been blown off from his toes, and it really shows. They washed him with the hose, cause that man was reduced to gloop. He's like Augustus, he must need a chute with which to be removed, because he had been fused and confused, reduced to goop. He was reduced to gloop. I can't eat fruit, and that's bad news. He fell into the state. A state of death. He remains in place. He remains in state while he's just hosed away. So he doesn't even remain. He's in the water, and you know that that's what's left of his aorta, and you know that it's awful, and you know that it's sordid, and you know the blood drips into the mortar. He hunched in its belly. I saw that on telly. He just went through hell. He won't even tell because you can't have any memories, because that's what was sending me. This man can no longer speak. This man can no longer eat. He woke to the black flak, and you know, carry him in the knapsack, and that is his lack. And that's the fact. He's against all the nightmare fighters. And you know the fire is rising. And you know that the sky is darkening. And you know that the light is hot. We're making it too fucking complicated. I always do this. Alright. Maybe just to refresh our brains, I'll do some random words instead of poems just for a minute. Just for a minute. Alright. Yeah.
Riot's beats, make it funky, funky.
Yeah. Buried in the earth and the surface, rising, I heard the disturbance. You know I heard your whispering, your murmurs. And I know that one thing's for certain. Everything is really evident. I'm gonna win the vote, I'll be your president. And you know all the posts, I will be sending it. And you know, did I even really mention it? That is my only promise. I'm gonna get the mail delivered, and that is honest. You know that I'm the real politician, cause when I speak, everybody's gonna stop and listen. Because I'm on a mission, I'm gonna make it better. You know I'm giving everybody cheddar and the feta. You know that I'm doing things that matter. And that's why I grab the cheese and I grab it. And you're never gonna lack it when I am the king, because you know I'm getting on top, I'm gonna sing. And you know that I am not mentioning all of the taxes that in this Bing, cause you know that everybody's using Bing. You can't Google anymore, so you are gonna sing. You're gonna go up to the Microsoft engine, and you know that's where the queries you are sending. Yeah, that's the other part of my platform, and I know that you don't like it, it's awful. And you know that it's taking an evil form, because it turns out I'm evil. I'll summon the storm, cause I'm awful. You know I'm like a sorcerer, and you know that I come from Mordor, kid. And you know that I'm a UFO, came from a sorcerer. And you know that you hate me, you might abhor it, but now I'm an evil tyrant. I'm like one of the 9 riders, and you know I'm wearing black, I'm catching flack. And you know that you can't escape from that, because I'm some kind of evil dark lord. And you know that I'm finally revealing true form, and you know that I'm rising with the dawn. And you know that's the last dawn for y'all, because it's gonna be infinite darkness today. You know I'm Captain Jack Harkness on Bay, because you know we're gonna live like forever, and the face of Bo is never gonna sever. Cause you know I'm gonna end you, cause I am so evil. And you know I'm egregious, and I am gonna seize on every dark power. Everybody devoured. It's like a shower, not a gold but a piss. And you know that everybody's gonna live in the dingy darkness. Everybody living in the dungeon. All of the stones that you're under. Why am I so damn awful? Why did I choose to bring the awful darkness like we're in Mordor? Well, it's because I don't have cake. I really wanted cake, and I didn't get my cake and didn't get my way, so I became an evil dark lord. Happens more often than you'd think. That's why I took over the world. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's do another poem. Trying to find a relatively short one. Maybe we should go for like haikus specifically. Because a lot of these are... Oh, this one looks fun. Alright. Tourists by Howard Moss. Yo. Cramped like sardines on the Queens and sedated. The sittings all first. The roommates mismated. 3 nuns at the table. The waiter, a barber. Then dumped with their luggage at some frumpish harbour. Veering through rapids in a rapido to view the new moon from a ruin on the Lido, or a sundown in London from a rundown Mercedes, and highborn to Glyndebourne for Orfeo in Hades, embarrassed in Paris in Harris Tweed, dying to get to the next museum piece that they're flying to. Finding in Frankfurt that one indigestible comestible makes them too ill for the festival. Footloose in Lucerne, taking a pub in Stratford or Glasgow or Maudlin in Dublin. Insensitive, garrulous, querulous, and audible. Drunken the Dolomites, tuning a portable. Homestuck in Stockholm or dressed to toboggan. At the wrong time of year in too dear Copenhagen, generally being too genial or hostile, too grand at the grand, too old at the hostel. Humdrum conundrums, but what's to become of them? Most will come here, but there will be some of them subsiding like Lawrence in Florence, or crazily ending up tending shop up in Firesol. Where's Firesol? I don't know that one. What a great poem! That's an enormously fun poem. Tourists by Howard Marks. Yeah. It's a poem about travel. I'm doing justice, so I got the gavel. You never know where you go when you journey. You might fly so far Earth is turning, and you know that you don't have all the luggage, and you know that you're going fast in a hurry. Whenever you travel, you know you lost something. It's probably your sock, or maybe it's Dobby. Yeah, you lose a house elf because of the sock. Did I stutter? That is what happens when you're giving away all your clothes, and then you're gonna lose all your house elves, yo. Look, living at the frumpish harbour, you know that the lump is harder. You know that the rump in larder is delicious, so thank you, partner. Okay. This is a fun poem though, so maybe we'll attempt to continue to riff off this. This is the wrong beat though. Alright. Maudlin in Dublin, insensitive, garrulous, querulous, audible. Drunk in the Dolomites, tuning up audible. Yeah. I'm drunk in the Dolomites, and you know that stalactites are what they're gonna grab from the ceiling, and you know that my brain is reeling. I'm in the Dolomites. Do you have a hammer? 'Cause I might just have to go up and climb. Top of the mountain I will find. I wanna climb up to the summit, and you know that I'm not climbing, I will run it. I am gonna run up the sheer face wall, and you know that I'm so fast I'll never fall. When I'm this drunk I don't care at all. I feel like I could do anything. Y'all are just crazy if you try to stay me. Can't contain me, 'cause I am blazing. You know that I'm like Icarus, I'm on the fly. And you know that the wax will never melt. I am the guy who's gonna keep on, never fall, I'll rise. And you know that pigs live in sties. Look, 'cause you know I eat the pork, and you know that I need to get a big up on my fork, and you know that we're growing all the grass that's on a stalk, and you know that I'm living 'cause the babies come from stalks. That's what I heard when I was just a chidler, and you know that I'm living like Brett Midler, and you know that I am cooking up a sizzler, and you know that I just might have to... what else rhymes with kidler? A fiddler. I'm on the roof like a fiddler, that's what I should have said. Yeah. They're saying yoga harder, so I'm living up in Copenhagen. Too grand for the grand. I try to walk in and they say, ma'am, you're gonna have to leave. They raise up their hand. They say, I'm gonna take a stand because I have to make a demand. You're too fancy to stay at the Grand. Humdrum, like the violin unstrung. And you know we must run up the mountain, so the gun of the starter is gonna have to fire. And you know that I only tell the truth, I'm not a liar. And you know that I can really be erudite flyer. And you know that I never stammer, I'm a liar. Look, I'm living up in Florence, and you know that the foliage is florid, and you know that I stole it because all of Florence is in my brolly. Yeah, I took the whole town in my umbrella, and you know that I'm a strong teller, and you know that it's a story. Alright, this is a disaster. I like that poem a lot though. That's a good one. Alright, I think we'll probably wrap it up soon, but this has been fun. Thank you for listening to the 50th episode of MC Radio Rental Improvised Rap. This one is a very experimental episode, but I think that it worked. Oh, I mean, we can work with this, we can alter it, but the idea of like reacting to a poem I think is good. The Ghost in the Martini by Anthony Hecht. Over the rim of the glass containing a good martini with a twist. I eye her bosom and consider repass, certain we'd not be missed. In the general hubbub, her lips, which I forgot to say, are superb. Never stop babbling once, aye, there's the rub. But who would want to curb such delicious, artful flattery? It seems she adores my work, distinguished grey of my hair. I muse on the salt and the battery of the sexual clinch and say something terse and gruff about the marked disparity in our ages. She looks like 23, but eager enough. As for the famous wages of sin, she can't have attained even to union scale, though you can never tell. Her waist is slender and suggestively chained, and things are going well. The martini does its job, God bless it, seeping down to the dark old id. Is there no cradle, sir, you would not rob? Says ego, but the lid is off. The word is strike while the iron's hot. And now, ingenuous and gay, she is asking me about what I was like at 20. 20, eh? You wouldn't have liked me then, I answer, looking carefully into her eyes. I was shy, withdrawn, awkward, one of those men that girls seem to despise. Moody and self-obsessed, unhappy, defiant, with guilty dreams galore, full of ill-natured pride, an unconfessed snob and a thorough bore. Her smile is meant to convey how changed or modest I am, I can't tell which, when I suddenly hear someone close to me say, "You lousy son of a bitch!" Young man's voice, by the sound, coming, it seems, from the twist in the martini. "You arrogant elderly lech! You broken down brother of ape-neck Sweeney!" Thought I was buried for good, under 6 thick feet of mindless self-regard. Dance on my grave, would you, you gallant stud, Silenus in leotard? Well, summon me you did, and I come willingly, like Samuel's ghost. All things shall be revealed that have been hid. There's something for you to toast. You only got where you are by standing upon my ectoplasmic shoulders. And wherever that is may not be so high or far in the eyes of some beholders. Take for example me. I have sat alone in the dark, accomplishing little and worth no more to myself in pride and fee than a cup of lukewarm spittle. Be honest about it withal, forsooth. Please not to interrupt, and the lovelies went by, the long and the short and the tall, hankered for, but untucked. Bloody monastic it was, a neurotic mixture of self-denial and fear. The valse halting, the cataleptic pause, no sensible pain, no tear, but an interior drip, as from an ulcer, where in the humid deep center of myself I would scratch and grip the wet walls of the keep. Is this still the same poem? Or lie on my back and smell from the corners the sharp ammoniac urine stink. No light, but rather darkness visible and plenty of time to think. In that thick, fetid air, I talked to myself in giddy recitative. I have been studying how I may compare this prison where I live unto the world. I learned little, and was awarded no degrees. Yet all that sunken hideousness earned your negligence and ease. Nor was it wholly sick, having procured you a certain modest fame, a devotion, rather, a grim device to stick to something I could not name. Meanwhile, she babbles on, about men, or whatever, and the juniper juice shuts up at last, having sung, I trust, like a swan, still given to self-abuse. Better get out of here. If he opens his trap again, it could get much worse. I touch her elbow, and, leaning toward her ear, tell her to find her purse. Oh my god. That's a dark poem, isn't it? He's talking to this girl who he's trying to bang, and he's thinking all these cynical, dark thoughts. I like how it's written, though. I think it's great. The Ghost in the Martini by Anthony Hecht. Maybe we just need to start doing poetry ranking streams. I mean, the freestyle rapping is incidental. Yeah. Such artful flattery. I can see your hands trying to grab at me. And you know that like wings are flapping, and you know that I am starting to stagger because maybe I drank too many of the martinis, and you know that not everything is as it's seeming, and you know that I got dark thoughts, I'm like a demon, and you know that I am really fiending, but I'm in this strange situation, and you know that I'm trying to be a player, but I don't know if this is really okay, cause this girl is far below my age. That's why this other guy comes and tries to set his taser to stun, cause that is no fun. You're like Sweeney, you mung. But we're gonna escape, but we're gonna reshape the situation. You know I'm just gonna have relations, and it doesn't matter, got no shame, kid. But actually I do have some shame, because when I look inside I see the flame, and you know that I might just have to change if I admit to myself that it's not okay, because you know that there was all this spittle, and you know that I was sitting in the middle, and you know that I was accomplishing little, but I'm just playing smallest fiddle, world's smallest violin, with the situation I am in. And you know it is a silent sin, but you know I'm admiring him, by which I mean the man in the mirror, the dark looking glass, it might start to shimmer, and you know that I will limerick is the poem that I need. Look, ectoplasmic, I'm a ghost, you can't grab it. I'm a poltergeist, I'm causing havoc, and you know that this ghost is like a savage. So don't interrupt, otherwise we might get in the muck, and you know we're living like we're in a rush. We really must try to reconcile the conflict, or I might have to admit and then acknowledge that I had the ball and then I dropped it. You know everything, I lost it. I made mistakes. The situation isn't great. My hair is grey, and she's just 23 in age. Alright. See, I mean, it would make more sense if we like actually took some time to listen to read the poems in advance, and then maybe could attempt to rap about it afterwards. But I mean, rapping wise, I'm not even really trying to like have super coherent narratives. Like I'm not good enough at freestyle rapping to actually, I mean, obviously I'm not good enough at freestyle rapping to like do a analysis or like much of a meaningful engagement with the poem, but it is really fun just for sparking something. All right, I think this is going to be the end. I think I'll just do some random word freestyle raps. This has been fun. We will continue to experiment. We've done 50 episodes, so it's time to like iterate and try things that are different. Yo, the sun comes from the west down to the east, and you know that the memories are leaving me. Whether you're the most, the biggest, or you're the least, it doesn't matter to me. We're rising like the yeast, cause you know that we're baking the cake. We're in the bakery, and you know that the cake, you're never gonna forsake me, because we are forsaking the appetite, slake me, cause that is how much I need the cake. See, but you know what is really damn exciting is when I get the cake and then I put up all the icing. And you know that when I am freestyling, I am just rhyming. And you know that when I'm baking cakes, I am really styling. Yo, that's a funny style when we're doing the other time and we're trying to do a rhyme. But maybe we should try to change the flow, and I don't know how we are gonna go. But you know that we rotate cause we're revolutionary, and you know that the flow is very scary, but you know that the poem is what we're really needing. But it seems to me that the poem's egregious because we are reading without thought, and if you have no thought you can't say it at all. You know you might as well be dead, might be mort, but you know that that's the war that we fought. With me, you know where everything is automatic, and you know we grab at it, and we are trying to cross the chasm, and the crossing the chasm of people, that is called charisma, and we are charismatic when we're crossing carabligma. I tried to say crossing the chasm like it matters, but you know that we try and reach out and grab it, but it's like we're leaning, dividing the air, and you know we're finding that I need some. Where are we even going? Where are we flowing? I don't even know, because you know that we're slowing. You know that the energy's gonna leave me. I haven't got the ATP, I can't breathe. And you know that it's not as it seems. You know you think you're awake, but you know we're really dreaming. Cause the rotation never stops the burning of the flame. And you know it's okay sometimes to use a crutch, like keeping all of the rabbits up in the hutch. And you know that if you have to do it, then you must. And you know sometimes you have got to satisfy your lusts. But it's okay if you're living in the Navy and you're going all crazy. It's like you're wavy, and you know that we're rapping like I was Patrick Swayze. And you know that I stay the same, you couldn't change me. You know that I will accept no less. There's an order to this, there is a bloody process. And you know that I flow like the Loch Ness. And you know that you can't even stop this. And you know we're gonna find the serpent in the water. And you know that we are gonna flow like we're in a order. And you know that we're breaking the wall, it's like it's mid-mortar. Maybe I should really pause and... You know I'm like a lion, cause I've got high enthusiastic pride. And you know that we rise like a spire. And you know that we might find someone admire. But you know that the sighs are starting to rise. And you know that the thermals take us up into the sky. And you know that we tell the truth, we never lie. And you know that that's why we're so fly. Yeah, alright. Thank you for listening to MC Radio Rental episode 50. We will do more. We will try to change things. Because once you've done it 50 times, you need to find the next step to do something new. I don't necessarily want to do exactly the same thing for another 50 episodes, because that doesn't necessarily make anything better. So yeah, I don't know. We'll try and iterate or something. But yeah, this was good, and see you next time. Cheers.